Well, ladies, this one is for you. We're going to talk about PMS. And if you're a female and you are cycling, you are very familiar with this because maybe it's something you're currently dealing with, or maybe it's something that you've dealt with in the past, but it can be very easy for our hormones to become dysregulated for a number of reasons, leaving us feeling cramped and tired, maybe headaches, nausea, so many different symptoms as a result of our changing hormones. We usually see this about a week or so before menstruation, but somewhere in between that time of ovulation and menstruation, hormones are really doing a lot of radical changes, and that's where we can start to see some of the imbalances. If there's imbalance in that cycle, then oftentimes we experience symptoms, and those symptoms can leave some women so debilitated. So let's talk about some ways that we can help support your hormones so that those symptoms are not anything that's going to take you out of your everyday life. So Vitex, we've talked about Vitex before. Chase Treeberry is the star of the show when it comes to balancing hormones. So you can take this about 400 milligrams in the morning, but studies have shown that it actually improves the hormonal balances and symptoms associated with it by 93%. So give Chase Treeberry or Vitex a shot. Use it for 6 weeks continuously. It has to be used on a regular basis for you to ultimately start to feel some of the positive effects, but it's very important for your body in tonifying the hormone or endocrine response to those cycles of your hormones. You can use that in combination with Dong Quai. We've talked about how those are kind of sister herbs that work so well together. So you can take those herbs together or separately. Try 2 to 4 grams daily for Dong Quai. And if you can find a blend of the two, then you just take one supplement. And sometimes that's really helpful. And there are certain formulations that have both of those together. So check and see, because that might be a really beautiful formulation for you if you suffer from PMS. Now, in traditional Chinese medicine, there is a combination of herbs that can help support clearing xenoestrogens. These are kind of the fake estrogens that are everywhere, right? They're in receipts that we touch. They're in plastics. They're in all types of groundwater, right? That gets pulled into our municipal water supply. And we know that these xenoestrogens come from runoff all over because there's plastics everywhere. There's plastics in the oceans, there's microplastics, all these things, but they are mimicking estrogen in the body. And the problem is that it looks to your body like regular estrogen, normal estrogen, but it's a fake estrogen. So it's binding to the cell receptor, but it's not doing the job that estrogen is meant to do. So that creates a big problem. Plus it creates extra burden on your liver because your liver is responsible for metabolizing and clearing that estrogen out of the body. So milk thistle and dandelion are a part of this blend that allows you to help clear estrogen a little bit more efficiently. So look for those herbs, milk thistle and dandelion. Those are phenomenal at supporting liver detoxification, specifically in phase 1, to break down estrogen and clear it from the body. Now, if you are experiencing cramps, there is something called cramp bark. And as it's named, it's actually antispasmodic, and it specifically helps with cramps. So you can find that at any herbal shop as well. You can take it about 2 to 4 times daily, but that will help relieve some of the cramps that you may be experiencing. Try about 500 milligrams for the dosing for that and see if that starts to move the needle on some of those symptoms. If not, use it in conjunction with clary sage and peppermint. These two can be used. I actually love clary sage. This is my go-to every time. And you can use that with any type of carrier oil that you like, but just massage it over your lower abdomen when you start feeling those cramps. Take cramp bark with that, and you will see noticeable difference. I think that the essential oil on its own can do a lot, but I know that taken with a few of these other herbals, it can really be something that supports your body and in a natural way. We're not adding things that's going to have side effects or dysregulate or disrupt other hormones in your body, and that's really, really important. Now, as far as supplements go, magnesium and vitamin B6 are really critical for women for their hormones. And we know a lot of people are magnesium deficient anyway, and vitamin B6 is very, serves the liver in so many ways, but also for energy too. So B6 and magnesium are phenomenal. You could find different forms of magnesium. I like bisglycinate is a great one, or L-threonate is a really good version of that. But look for different blends, and you can actually find magnesium that has B6 with it. So that can kind of lighten the load of how many supplements you're taking or how many you have in your holistic medicine cabinet. Other remedies would be trying to exercise, sweat, getting acupuncture, moving your body, just helping detoxification, doing things that help your mindset. Those are all practices that are going to serve hormone balance and ultimately impact the way that you're experiencing your monthly cycle from week to week and month to month. Foods that you would want to cut out, excess salt, excess sugar, hydrogenated oils, things that are processed. We know that all of these things, anything that even comes packaged, they're going to have all kinds of additives, and these additives are known hormone disruptors. Most of them are not boding well for your hormones. So remove all those processed foods, have a diet that's rich in a lot of nutrients, a lot of plants, food as medicine. Think of it that way. If it didn't grow from the earth or walk on the earth, then those are things that you probably want to omit from your diet, especially if you know you have hormone imbalance. So these are just a few things that you can try. Remember, cramp bark and clary sage for cramps, dong quai and vitex for overall hormone balance, and then some of the herbs like milk thistle and dandelion to help move estrogen out of the body if you tend to have more estrogen dominance. So I hope that these help you if you are experiencing symptoms of PMS, but know that these are great strategies, tips, and tricks that will help you overcome some of the symptoms and regulate hormones in the future.